Hello and welcome, guys. Today I'm gonna give you some picks and predictions on Bellator and KSW. I will update you on my merch so you can see how everything goes right now. And my merch is going pretty much well these days. I'm pretty much impressed how my merch develops, and yeah, I'm really happy with how everything goes. And I have to say that. Yeah, I have some merch updates, but let's first take a look at Bellator. Bellator is bringing a lot of great events this weekend. I'll try to cover it. I hope I won't be working. Hence, I can't guarantee I'm also working on other jobs, so you never know what might be the next for me on any day. But looking back at prelims, I got to say, yeah, Charlie Campbell versus Nicholas Giulietti is going to be the first battle, and I'm here. I'm gonna go with Charlie Campbell. Yeah, that's gonna be my prediction on this one. I'm gonna go with Charlie Campbell. Some of my predictions were kind of, how to say, I didn't give all of them because all the fights were not slated. So right now I'm trying to keep the ball rolling. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Charlie Campbell. Then we got Johnny Soto versus Adil Benjilani. That's a tricky one. It's a very tricky one. 4-1-0 for Johnny Soto, 5-3-0 for Adil Benjilani, 5-7 for Soto, 5-10 for Benjilani. When I watch those odds, I'm really kind of triggered with these odds. Yeah, I'm really kind of triggered. Adil Benjilani is a slight underdog, but I really don't know on this fight. This fight is giving me a real headache, and I'm gonna go with Soto, but it's not that I'm the most certain person in the world for this one. But yeah, Charlie Campbell, Giulietti, I went with Campbell. Diana of Saragova, Gabriela Golfin. I'm pretty confident in Diana of Saragova to win this match. Pretty confident. Next one is going to be Cody Law versus Theodore Matsuka. Everybody knows who's Cody Law. He's outstanding wrestling and ground game. So I don't have much of a dilemma around here when with picking Cody Law, and also according to bookies, Cody Law is -120, so everything but Cody Law's win would have been a massive surprise. Said Soma versus Ronnie Marques. I lost all the confidence in Ronnie Marques that I had earlier. Ronnie Marques was a beast, but he's not on a roll for some period of time. He's definitely not on a roll, and I have to say that Ronnie Marques had a lot of ups and downs in his career, and some of his recent losses are not making me confident into him. He's a slight underdog, but I'm gonna go with Said Soma. Ronnie Marques is better on the ground, but that's not going to be an easy task for Ronnie Marques, and I really don't know, man. Really don't know, but I simply can't go with Marques on this one. Now, when it comes to main card, pretty much easier to pick Johnny Ablin versus Travis Davis. I picked Johnny Ablin to win this one. He's a heavy favorite, as well as you can see. He's a heavy favorite. Main event: Juliana Velasquez versus Dennis Kielholtz. That is the main event. Juliana Velasquez versus Dennis Kielholtz. Also, gonna pick Ablin to win this match. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Ablin. Next one is Arlen Blanco versus Diana Silva. Now, this is a real toss-up to me, and I have to go with a coward pick over 1.5, and I know that range is going to kill me probably, but so hard to pick a winner here. Both of these girls are talented. Plus, Diana Silva offers some really good value. It's +126, and considering the fact that range is the plus money junkie, yeah, if I have to pick a side, I'm gonna go with Silva. But at the end of the day, over 1.5 sounds like a very safe pick to me. Now, the next one is Mateus Matos versus CJ Hamilton. Oh, that fight is also so hard. CJ Hamilton is a heavy underdog, but I'm not confident at Mateus Matos. Not confident at all, but I don't know, man. I was thinking so many times whether I should go for the upset, and I recorded that video. Maybe I'm gonna flip here, but also very, very heavy value on CJ Hamilton. Very, very heavy value also on the other side. Mateus Matos fought some of the greatest names in the world, and probably gonna go with Matos, but like Hamilton is offering some very, very decent value. Some very, very decent value, and I would like, I would really like to know more about it, but yeah. Okay, let's probably say Matos. Terrell Fortune, Matt Mitrione. I'm very much confident on Terrell Fortune defeating Matt Mitrione because Terrell Fortune is a way better wrestler, and Matt Mitrione hasn't been on a roll for a period of time, for his ups and downs, for his losses and terrible achievements. So that's definitely going to go in the favor of. According to my mind, that's gonna go in the favor of his opponent, and his opponent here is going to be. His opponent here is going to be Terrell Fortune. I just think he has way better wrestling, so gonna go in the favor of, as much as I can see, in the favor of Terrell Fortune. Main event of the evening: Juliana Velasquez versus Denise Kielholtz. I don't want to sound like a guy who criticizes or underestimates the power of Denise Kielholtz because she is a strong fighter. She is very strong, very powerful, and very brutal overall. Very brutal in the first place. So, but what am I thinking right now? When it comes to that aspect, when it comes to that aspect of the game, I'm pretty confident that Denise Kielholtz can give her opponent a hard time. That's true. I believe Denise Kielholtz could give Juliana Velasquez a hard time, but at the end of the day, I'm not confident. I'm not confident that Denise Kielholtz can defeat Juliana Velasquez because I see Juliana Velasquez as a better well-rounder. I think she is more well-rounded than her opponent, so that should go in the favor of Juliana Velasquez. Now let's take a look at KSW. KSW 62 gonna take place this weekend. And there are some good fights. Majority of fights are Polish fighters, but I'm down to watch it. I'm down to watch every single promotion, of course, if it airs. And I think KSW is gonna air this weekend. At least I believe FIT TV is gonna air it. But if I'm not covering it, then FIT TV is not airing it. So let's see. Jakub Szostak versus Simon Kolechki. I think the difference in qualities is very, very much present into this fight, and I'm going with Simon Kolechki to win this fight. Andrzej Grzebik versus Mariusz Żeromskis. Man, Mariusz Żeromskis is one of my favorite fighters, and when it comes to Mariusz Żeromskis, I've been a big fan of his, especially back in the old Pride days, but he's just having too many years right now, and you remember Mariusz Żeromski's cauliflower ear that exploded. That's one of the moments that made me remember some really, really good things in my career. And as back then I was just an ordinary kiddo and fan. I was just a kiddo who enjoyed the greatest sport in the world. But that was the way. That was the way, That was the way for me. That was the way for me to go. And at the end of the day, I was just thinking what could happen. I was just thinking which way could it go, but I don't know. I don't see Żeromski's winning. I think he is totally out of shape, and especially against Andrzej Grzebik. Grzebik is Mr. Demolition Magician, so I'm going with Grzebik. Also, Adrian Bartoshinsky versus Michal Michalski. I think quality differential is too huge, so I'm going to go with Michal Michalski. Tomasz Carrara versus Vladimir Toktasinov. The problem is I don't know much about Vladimir Toktasinov. That brings me a lot of problems because I don't know much about Vladimir Toktasinov, and that's really making me some heavy problems. So when I don't know something about the fighter that has to be a lucky pick, and I didn't have opportunity to watch Vladimir Toktasino match. So this is more of a lucky pick with going for Tomasz Sarara, more of a lucky pick. Artur Shovinsky versus Sebastian Raevski. Artur Shovinsky is, according to me, very much a better fighter, and gonna go with Shovinsky. Bruno Santos, Pavel Politilo. Oh man, this is a headache match. This is a really, really headache match. So yeah, Artur Shovinsky or Sebastian Raevski, I even dare to say that the fight could go the distance. Bruno Santos versus Pavel Politilo is one of the hardest fights to pick on the card, at least for me. Is definitely one of the hardest fights to pick on the card, and if you ask me, that's definitely going to be a nerve-wracking pick. At least for me, that's going to be a nerve-wracking pick. So I'm thinking this could go all the way, but I don't know. Bruno Santos versus Pavel Politilo. If I really have to pick a side, probably going to go with Politilo because he is a pole, but over 1.5 sounds like a really, really good pick. Gilbert Ordonez, Huila versus Lameli SKJ. I'm going to go with Lameli. That's one of my more confident picks, like going with Lameli to win this one. Then David Martinic versus Salami Krušić. Salami Krušić is minus 120, David Martinic is minus 110. Salami Krušić was a guest of mine, and he is pretty much, pretty much friendly guy and dedicated. The guy has 2 kids and he is still fighting. War dog, a lot of tattoos. He dedicated his whole life to running all of his and battling into the ring. Even the beginning of his career was so hard. So I can say I'm a bit biased on this pick. I'm picking Lemi Krušić, but yeah, you can say that I'm a bit biased on this pick. I kind of understand you because Lemi is a very friendly person, and I believe he deserves it. Boris Burkovsky versus Marcin Krakowiak. Now, that's another hard pick for me. I know Marcin Krakowiak is a heavy favorite. That's okay, but I've watched Burkovsky. I'm not quite sure about this pick, but I'm picking Krakowski, man, but not quite sure on this one. Really much not quite sure about this pick. So now it's time for some merch updates. You've seen how my t-shirt looks like, and I've got 22 t-shirts left, but I have to show you some new updates on my merch, as well as you can see in my community section. Yeah, you should check my community section for merch updates. You see this? These are wallets, Bulgarian wallets. You see? See how this looks like? I know, I think you can see like this. This is wallet, you see? These are Bulgarian wallets. So if somebody wants to store money, that's another item on my merch. I've got 4 wallets left. So you see, everything is going to be inked if somebody orders. You see, I'm gonna ink it with my signature. You're gonna get my signature on it, absolutely. And you can ask majority of my fans whether I fulfill the surprise, whether I fulfill the promise or not. I always fulfill promises, so you see, I always fulfill promises. Whatever I say, I fulfill. And I've never backed down from any challenge in my life. As well as you can see, I'm really trying very hard to keep the ball rolling, but sometimes you're having big issues, big problems. So you can see one more time how it looks like. That can be a gift. I'm not gonna charge them much. These are going to be gifts, as well as you know. These are going to be gifts for my fans. If you send a lot of super chats or if you message me, I'm gonna give you some prize, but it's not going to be God knows how much, because I have my lovely fans all around Bulgaria who thankfully gave it to me, and I'm happy to have them. You know, I'm very much happy to have my fans all around Bulgaria. They have so much of the support, so much love. It means to you. You know, it really much means a lot. Now the second update on my merch is going to be this, as well as you see. These are Bulgarian flags. I've already sent 3 flags all around the globe. Yeah, I've already sent 3 flags, and these flags are definitely going to be excellent. This is excellent gift. Also, I'm inking here. I'm inking on white because I have a black marker, and I'm inking on white. So these are my products. And of course, you've seen how does a Bulgarian cowboy t-shirt look like. But yeah, you've seen how my t-shirts look like, Bulgarian cowboy t-shirts. I'm pretty much confident that majority of you have seen it. You can also check my Instagram, and you can also check how's the merch gonna go, because throughout this merch I've learned that you should show some respect to people who love you, and if somebody really loves you, then that's a really good way to show respect. If somebody's staying loyal, if somebody's staying at your channel for a prolonged period of time, that's a good way to go. Especially for me, that's a good way to go. And respect always comes in the first place. At least for me, the respect comes first. And the reason why I don't have a sponsor from Serbia is disrespect, actually, because when I was in the hardest period of my life, they were saying that I don't have good criteria for their sponsorship, and right now I got few messages, but they are offering they are talking about some kind of false sense of security for a very, very minor amount of money, and they insist that believe it or not, that I must wear some stupid things. They insist that I take off Bulgarian hat and such things. So that's something I cannot accept. I'm really sorry, but I cannot accept such things, because that's my protective sign. I mean, these are my protective signs, and I'm really a man who loves them and enjoys this job. So I also got a message from the foreign sponsor, and it was unlucky to me. I mean, we nearly made a deal, but some functions don't work in Serbia, so that was the problem. But they said, we don't care, we can give you as much money as you want, money is not a problem. But yeah, sometimes it's so unlucky. Sometimes I was just so unlucky. It wasn't a good way to go, at least for me. I was just so unlucky with that one. But yeah, when we should have made a deal, and they messaged me with hey Vlad, we know you work with MMA calls, we know you're a part of their family, we have a lot of respect for you. There is a huge difference between Serbian sponsors and Western sponsors, because at the West, they recognize me, they respect me. I was like, okay, that's great, but such a level of respect, I haven't seen such a level of respect for a very long period of time. So yeah, I can't say the name of the sponsor who contacted me, but yeah, I was trying to get the ball rolling, but it simply didn't come to fruition this time. It was a very, very big problem. It was not a problem on their end, it's just some functionalities that don't work in Serbia. It's sometimes it's so hard to live here because you're limited with majority of functions, and there are some things when you have to take care. In this case, in this scenario, I had to take care of some things, and it was okay. It was okay for me. I really, really had a hard time doing this, but at the end of the day, I just said that being the Bulgarian cowboy is one of the best things that have ever happened to me in my whole life. So you see, these are new merch items, and yeah, these are my new merch items. These wallets, and you see these flags. I also have t-shirts, so you'll get something else down the road. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so, mate. But I was unlucky because it was a foreign sponsor, and a very, very great foreign sponsor. They said we don't care how much money you want, we are going to give you that amount of money. but some functionalities don't work in Serbia, and I was like, oh no, man, that's enormous level of respect, and some functionality they were looking for doesn't work in Serbia, and I was heavily rocked, when that happened. I was very sad, actually. Yeah, I was very sad, man, because they said money is not a problem, payment is not a problem. We accept any payment you want, like any payment method we accept. So they said also, please keep your hat. Just you should wear our T-shirt, and that was the only thing they were asking when I was going live, and then so unlucky, man. I don't know. There is a huge difference between Serbian or Balkan Peninsula sponsors and foreign sponsors, because foreign sponsors, they respect you. They respect you a lot, They approach you with a huge level of respect, and they want something for something, which is okay, I mean. But Balkan Peninsula sponsors, Serbian sponsors, they want everything, and they literally give nothing. And they just want to blackmail you, to control you, to make problems, to argue with you all day long, to change things every single day. They are constantly unhappy. They are constantly angry, etc. I mean, my Bulgarian sponsor is the king. He said, work whatever you want, and that's it. I mean, he is the emperor. The guy helped me in the COVID crisis, so the guy is the king. Is Pitbull versus Maki this weekend? No. This weekend we've got Juliana Velasquez versus Denise Kilholtz. Yes, exactly. You don't want to be sponsored by someone like that. That's true. I don't want to be sponsored by somebody who disrespects me. I mean, my Bulgarian guy is like, he is the king, he respects me a lot. So, yeah, what do you think of Raymond Daniels? Raymond Daniels is a great guy, great stand-up striker, one of the most entertaining guys to watch, if you ask me in the first place. One of the most entertaining guys to watch. I really love Raymond Daniels. But he just needs to work on a ground game a bit more, but he's great. I love that guy. He's a taekwondoka. Yeah, I don't want to be sponsored by somebody who disrespects me and who blackmails me. That foreign sponsor who contacted me, they literally said you can do whatever you want. You should just wear our T-shirt, and that's it. And they said you can hold your gifts, you can hold your hat. I think Wonderboy Meritar, we will see. They said you can wear your hat, you can wear everything you want. Just we need you to wear our T-shirt when you go live. I was like, okay, and the price was awesome, but some functionalities don't work in Serbia. Sorry, guys. I live in the wrong place, I guess, but okay, we'll get something down the road. I hope we'll get something down the road, but that's the first positive step, And the Bulgarian guy who sponsored me, he is the king, believe me. Before the COVID crisis, I literally didn't have to pay bills, and he appeared. I don't know. I believe maybe God sent him. I'm not a religious guy, but I think God sent that guy. Do you think Islam will be champ? There is a big probability, yes. Big probability, yes, I believe. There is a big probability that Islam Makachev is going to be the champ, but I'm not quite 100% sure, but let's say 80, because the division is stacked with heavy prospects, and there are many good guys in that division, especially if you look at top five. You know what am I talking about. If you look at top five guys, top five dudes in that division, that could really be a big problem for him, if you know what I mean. That could really be a big problem for him. But yeah, I'm pretty much confident that he has very good chances of becoming the champion. So yeah, I think he has very decent chances of becoming a champion. I back it up all day long. So yeah. I think the guy who could give him real problems could have been Charles Oliveira. That could be number one. Or maybe Poirier could give him massive problems. Not sure though, but Poirier... Alright, Poirier and Khabib was a whole different dimension, but Gaethje has good leg kicks, but if you neutralize leg kicks, you can defeat him on the ground. So we've seen what Khabib was doing to these guys, but Khabib doesn't want to continue fighting. So yeah, at the end of the day, He can be the champ. I believe he can. He has what it takes to be the champ, and he has the mind of a champ also. So, guys, thank you so much for hopping into this chat. Unfortunately, I have tons of obligations today, and it's not like that I'm on a good spot right now. I need to finish some things. My life is kind of rocked at the moment. I'm dealing some very much hard stuff at the moment, and I really need to work a lot. Need to go to another job. I need to take care of some things in my life right now. So I'm going to go now and catch. I'm gonna continue recording predictions, and we'll see whether I don't plan to train today. I'm only going for a run. Don't know whether I'm gonna do long streams or not today. Probably not. But if I do, that's probably gonna be some. I don't know, man. Like Bellator reactions, I don't do. Maybe I'm gonna do UFC reactions. I'll see on Friday how am I going with time. So yeah, catch you later. Yeah, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for being here and for the respect you showed. Now, catch you later. Have a great day, everyone.